Where do you see, in your sector, where do you see the growth? Not specific companies, that's not my business, but sectorally, where do you see the growth?
Do you mean with URICA?
Yeah, no. I mean you're sitting here and you're thinking,
well,
right, 3 years out, where's my business going to be? Is it going to be doing the same stuff but better and more, or is it going to diversify? What's the British economy going to be doing for that?
Well, we think that our infrastructure side of the business will grow. So we're looking at airports, seaports, nuclear. Well, railways is core. Is what we've grown from.
Nuclear, yeah.
And nuclear, so we think that that's good. We think residential might drop off in 2 years' time. But London is such a busy place. There's always stuff going on. And
I think where your call's right is this nation over the next 10 years is going to invest enormously in its infrastructure. Yeah. And power stations are an obvious one, but I mean railways, which is your core business, airports, ports, roads, it's going to happen. So I think you're right. Where I would contest your view is they won't stop building houses. They just won't.
No, but housing, it has to change. It has to be made cheaper somehow, whether it becomes modular, build off site, or however you achieve that. Yeah. Housing needs to be cheaper. It's just way too expensive.
To do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the land, but the construction process.
Well, the land is very expensive also.
Yeah.
But there must be a better way.
Yeah.
And I think offsite manufacture.
I think John's right. I mean, we speak to a lot of developers. One of them is Ballymore. I don't know if you've heard that company. But Ballymore is big into it, and their view is that they're going to stop sort of building in 4 years' time. It'll carry on maybe 2 years after that, but their view is that there is a cycle. It will end.
Yeah, I don't think end is the word. If you mean it, it'll plateau.
Yeah, plateau.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Two reasons why I don't believe it'll ever stop. One is we basically don't have enough houses in the country. Just full stop. So you can have the argument about where they are they in the right place, and are they the right sort? You can have that argument, but in volume terms there aren't enough.
Yeah.
And secondly, especially south of Watford, you have got this enormous fact that London is the capital of the world.
Southeast of England.
And it's the biggest magnet in the world, and that is not going to stop either. I think the planning regime needs to change, for sure.
I think what's happening is we've got a high amount of apartments, and I think what needs to happen is actually houses need to be built.
Yep.
There's saturation point on apartments and flats, and actually houses need to be built.
And there's so much brown land in the country.
There is
an enormous amount of brown land, and of course, when you see the power of a development that's done well, it can transform the economy of a local city or a local town.
And a brownfield site isn't going to suffer from flooding and all the other things because it's established.
It's been there for a long time. I think we've moved as a nation from NIMBY, not in my backyard. We now do banana, which is build absolutely nothing, absolutely nowhere at all.
Yeah.
And I can see, I've always thought, if the yellow-backed toad is so rare in Britain, why is it on every building site in the country? That's what we've got a mindset on permission, consent, which militates against taking it forward lockstep.
Yeah.
It's all incremental, and there's no lockstep development. Why? Because of planning, and I think that has definitely got to change.
Absolutely, I think commercial's a place it has to change. Offices and places you can work from have dwindled. They've been converted to residential, and that commercial needs to happen.
Yeah.